नमस्कार। श्री Ramakrishna Kathamrita. तव कथामृतं तप्त जीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमंगलं श्रीमदादतं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः। श्री Ramakrishna Kathamrita प्रथम भाग सप्तम खंडो और चतुर्थ परिच्छेद, the fourth chapter of the seventh section of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna in Bengali. And here we read about Sri Ramakrishna teaching us, telling us and all other devotees the oneness of the Brahman and the Shakti. The oneness of Satchidananda, and the one who is exhibiting the Satchidananda as Satchidananda Mohi. Brahman and Shakti are obeyed, Sri Ramakrishna told us. Like the jewel and its luster. We think of jewel, automatically that quality of luster comes to our mind. That great, the light coming out, the luster, the brilliance of that jewel automatically comes to our mind. And when somebody tells us of that brilliance or luster, automatically the jewel itself comes to our mind. That beautiful shaped diamond and its luster. So when the object is mentioned, the quality also comes to our mind. When the quality is mentioned, the object also comes to our mind. Like another example, Sri Ramakrishna always used to give quote to the devotees, the milk and its whiteness. The moment somebody tells us about milk, the picture, the element of whiteness, the quality of whiteness automatically comes to our mind. And when somebody talks about the white color, we also think about, oh, that milk is also white. So the thing and its quality, they go together. They are inseparable. The Brahman and the Shakti, the Satchidananda and Satchidananda Mohi, they are obeyed, they are inseparable. And then Sri Ramakrishna gave us that the actual example of Captain Vishwanath Upadhyay sitting in front of him. He said whether this captain is sitting idle doing nothing, still is the same person. Whether this captain performing puja in the shrine of his home, he is the same person. Or he is sitting and having a meeting with the Governor General, discussing so many things about related to the work that he is doing as emissary of the Nepalese king. He is the same person. Acting in a different way, fine, but the person remains same. We don't say that is a different captain if he is just sleeping and doing nothing. We don't say he is a different person if he is performing puja in the shrine of his home, or he is a different person if he is sitting, he is in a meeting with the Governor General. They are not different persons. He is the same captain. The same person. So Sri Ramakrishna, through such most practical examples, he teaches these great spiritual truths. He brings these truths to our understanding. Brahma and Shakti, they are obeyed. They are inseparable. And then after Sri Ramakrishna had quoted that example of captain himself, all that captain could say was, Agya, ha Mahashay. Yes, revered son, what you say is absolutely true. You are quite right, sir. This is actually what happens in our lives, that person remains same, performing different roles. The person never changes. Similarly, Brahman is Brahman. Maybe doing so many works as Shakti, maybe in that activity of Srishti Sthiti Pralaya, the creation, preservation, destruction. But that doesn't mean that this Brahman and the Shakti, they are obeyed. The Brahman and Adya Shakti, they are obeyed. No, they are obeyed. They are different. They are not separate. They are absolutely abhed in two different roles. That is the only differentiation. Now, Sri Ramakrishna says further that আমি এই কথা কেশব সেনকে বলেছিলাম. Sri Ramakrishna is the same thing I told Keshav Chandra Sen also, the great scholar, the great Pandit, the great devotee in whom the Brahmo Bhakto, the leader, the great Brahmo leader who had started loving Sri Ramakrishna, who had started following Sri Ramakrishna. And accordingly he had brought in some changes in the way of functioning of Brahmo Samaj, also having got influenced by this devotional attitude of Sri Ramakrishna, by the devotional nature of Sri Ramakrishna. And then Sri Ramakrishna says that the same thing that I have told you people, I have told once to Keshav Chandra Sen also, that Brahma and Shakti are obhed. They are not separate. They are one and the same thing. Now, having heard this from Sri Ramakrishna, Keshav, Vishwanath Upadhyaya, somehow he didn't get along so well with Keshav Chandra Sen. And then the moment Sri Ramakrishna said the same thing I had told to Keshav Sen also. Now Vishwanath Upadhyaya, captain, immediately he interjects. He says, Keshav Sen bhrashtachar, shvechachar, tini babu, sadhu non. Vishwanath Upadhyaya says, captain says that Keshav Sen bhrashtachar. He is not an orthodox person. He is unorthodox. He has, got away from the orthodox way of teachings, orthodox way of functioning. He says that don't do the idol worshipping and all that. So this is something which Captain Vishwanath Upadhyaya, somehow he's not, his ideas are a bit different, are way different from Keshav Sen's ideas. So Captain says, Keshav Sen bhrashtachar. He has done with the orthodoxy, the actual orthodox way of worship and all those things. Bhrashtachar. Svechachar. He does the way he feels like. He is self-willing. All the prayers and worship in Brahmo Samaj, he has done away with the orthodox ways and he has started his own way of worshipping the Brahman, so-called. So Captain is not happy with that. He wants the ritualistic worship, and Keshav Chandra Sen has done away with that ritualistic worship. So Captain tells him he is a bhrashtachar. He has done away with orthodoxy. He is unorthodox. Svechachar. He is self-willed. Tini babu. And in the eyes of Kaptan, he is not a spiritual leader. Tini babu. He is a gentleman. He is a thorough gentleman. Tini babu. Sadhu non. He is not a spiritual person. He is not a saint. He is a thorough gentleman who has started practicing, who has started believing, who has started spreading the way of worship as per his will. Svechachar. And then, the moment Vishwanath Upadhyaya said this thing about Keshav Chandra Sen, Sri Ramakrishna, Bhaktoder Prati, addressing the devotees, Sri Ramakrishna says, Captain, আমায় বারণ করে কেশব সেনের ওখানে যেতে, কেশব সেনের ওখানে যেতে কাপ্তেন আমার বারণ করে. He forbids me, Captain forbids me to go and spend time with Keshav Chandra Sen because their ideas are so very different. Captain Vishwanath Upadhyaya is highly orthodox. He wants the worship to be done in the in the most prescribed manner, as per the scriptural injunctions, in the orthodox manner. Not saying, oh, the Brahman is different from the idol worshipping. So those ideas are not matching with Vishwanath Upadhyay's captain's ideas. So Sri Ramakrishna says, Captain forbids me to go and talk to Keshav Chandra Sen. He doesn't like me going over there. And then Keshav says, Captain says, Vishwanath Upadhyay says, Captain, Mohashay, apni jaben, tar ki korbo? And then Captain says, but still you go there. I don't like you going to Brahmo Samaj. I don't like you going and talking to those people who don't like idol worshipping. But still you go. What can I do? But still, Mahashay, apni jaben. Ta ar ki korbo? What can I do in spite of me not liking you going to the Keshav Chandra Sen's place? You still go. So, what can I do? I can't do anything. It is your will. You still go. You like them also. You like me. You like them also. So, I cannot do anything. And then Sri Ramakrishna, Birokto Bhabe, he doesn't like Keshav Chandra Sen pointing out that you should not go to Keshav Chandra Sen. Although I don't like it, you still go. What can I do? So Sri Ramakrishna, Birokto Bhave, slightly irritated by the way of the conservativeness with which Captain is looking at Sri Ramakrishna's going to Brahmo Samaj. Sri Ramakrishna, Birokto Bhave, তুমি লাট সাহেবের কাছে যেতে পারো টোকার জন্য. He says, you go and spend time with the Governor General, with the Lord Sahib. What for? Monies. টাকার জন্য. And আর আমি কেশব জিনের কাছে যেতে পারি না? And you don't want me to go to Keshav Chandra Sen? You go to Governor General, you go to all those Lord Sahab, the great, the officials, East India Company officials. What for you go to them? For monies? For money matters, you go and spend time, you have a meeting with them, you keep on talking to them for money. And for this divine purpose, can't I go to Keshav Chandra Sen? And then Sri Ramakrishna says, she Ishbor chinta kore, Harinam kore. And then I go to Keshav Chandra Sen. Why? Because they meditate on the Lord. Whether it is an idol or Brahman, they meditate upon the Lord. Harinam kare, they chant the glories of Brahman. Doesn't matter if they are not chanting. But then Sri Keshav Chandra Sen had also brought in that kind of element of devotional singing, which earlier was not there in Brahmo Samaj. So Sri Ramakrishna says that when he's talking to Vishwanath Upadhyay, when you go, you can go to Lord Sahib, you can go to the government officials for the sake of money. I am going to Keshav Sen for the sake of talking about God, for chanting the name of the Lord. These people, the Brahmos, they talk about Lord. They chant the name of the God. Harinam kore. তবে না তুমি বলো ঈশ্বর মায়া জীব জগৎ, যিনি ঈশ্বর তিনি এইসব জীব জগৎ হয়েছেন. And then Sri Ramakrishna tells irritatingly to Captain Vishwanath Upadhyay that even you say no, although you are orthodox, although you are so very traditional, even you also say that it is God which has become this, all this universe, this creation, this the Ishpur Maya Jeev Jagat. Don't you say this? And then that one who is the Lord, Tini Eshob Jeeb, that one reality, one entity itself has become all these living beings. Jogot Hoichen has become this entire creation. Then why do you forbid me to go to Keshav Sen? They are also the people who sing the glories of the Lord. They are also people. They are also the people. They are also Keshav Chandra Sen is also a person who talks about God, who talks about divine things. So why should not I go? For money's sake, you go and sit with Govardhan General. That is okay, is it? Then if that is okay, why am I going to Keshav Chandra Sen for discussing divinity, for discussing the Lord, for chanting the name of the Lord, Harinam? Why is it not correct? So Sri Ramakrishna tells him that look, whether they believe in idol worshipping or not, they may not be believing, but still they talk about God. They talk about the divine. They talk about the ultimate truth, and they even chant the name of the Lord. It is not they are just one-pointed goers of knowledge, on the followers of knowledge. That is not the one-pointedness. They also sing the glories of the Lord. So Sri Ramakrishna says that don't take it this way that I should not go to Keshav Sen. Don't take it this way that I should not mingle with the Brahmos. If you are a devotee, if you are a staunch orthodox devotee, they are also devotees in a different manner, but they still are devotees. And then Sri Ramakrishna says, after all, you only say that it is the Lord who has become all this. All these creatures are the manifestations of the Lord. Don't you say this? When you say this, then why don't you accept that also to be the part of Lord? That also to be the manifestation of the Lord. If this is one way of devotion, that is also another way of devotion. Don't differentiate like this. After all, Sri Ramakrishna says, everything is the Lord's creation. The Lord and its creation is same. The Brahma and Shakti are same. The Satchidananda and Satchidananda Mohi are the same. When that is the thing, then why this kind of forbidding me to go to Keshav Sen? So that was how Sri Ramakrishna, through this teaching, also brought to the point the oneness of the Brahman and the Shakti, the oneness of Satchidananda and Satchidananda Mohi, that after all, you say everything is creation. Ishpur Maya Jeeb Jagat. Jini Ishpur, Tini Ei Shob Jeeb Jagat Hoichen. The one who is the Lord has himself become this entire creation. All the beings living in this world, they are just his manifestations. Don't hate anybody. Don't dislike anybody just because the ways are different. Fine, you have your own ways, they may have their own ways. So that is what Sri Ramakrishna has taught us. And with that, incidentally, the Chaturtha Pariched, the 4th chapter, also comes to an end. And we just complete our reading of the 4th chapter here. Next we will start 5th chapter, and again Thakur spending time with Norain. Norendra Sange Gano O Bhakti Yoger Shamanmoy. And now in the 5th chapter we are going to learn from Sri Ramakrishna. We are going to hear from Sri Ramakrishna the oneness of the unity, Samanvay of the Jnana Yoga and the Bhakti Yoga, the path of knowledge and the path of devotion. That is for the 5th chapter. As of now, Om Namah Shri Bhagavate Ramakrishna. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Jai Shri Ramakrishna. Jai Thakur Jai Ma. Jai Swamiji.